Hello everyone, it's History Behind the Warrior, and welcome to a weird facecam video. I don't normally make these, but considering that every time I've tried to make a video today covering the news and what exactly is going on, Nether Realm they keep throwing stuff at me, man. With that said, that's not all bad, as it looks like we're finally getting a reveal for Mortal Kombat 12. But instead of me actually saying the date, take a look for yourselves as I'm going to play it now, and then I'm going to break down some bits of information that has been floating around today regarding what could be going on with the game, what it's strongly hinting at, and what comes next after this trailer, as I think there's much more in the pipeline than what we're about to see. So here, take a look. So yes, it looks like we finally have a date and time for the reveal of the cinematic trailer. And I am so happy that we finally have it after the hourglass reveal and the clock reveal. And talking about the clock reveal, things are looking super duper interesting regarding the possible story and premise that's being set forward for Mortal Kombat 12's narrative. But first, let's dial things a little bit back, as all of this has been building up since 4 AM my time, where Ed Boon put out the tweet, "This week should be fun." Now, on paper, this could just be Ed Boon throwing out another Ed Boon tweet. But what has intrigued me and caught my attention is actually the emoji itself. I think the text layout itself is supposed to kind of throw you off because of the dragon at the end. And the reason why I'm specifically pointing this out is because the emoji of the dragon looks unbelievably eerily similar to the green dragons you saw on the cabinet for Mortal Kombat 1. Now, is this a bit of a shot in the dark? Absolutely. I have zero to no doubt about that. But Mortal Kombat as a franchise is kind of a series that's engrossed in its Easter eggs and teasers, and even in some cases, turns them into characters. And we know they've really been leaning into the time travel reset stuff recently, so things are looking very promising there regarding what we're seeing next. So it looks like that Great Kung Lao ending will be the canon one. Now back to the tweet side of things. Nether Realm has recently turned its background photo and profile picture, as well as I believe all of its social media, to a complete blank slate. Again, if we're leaning into the story aspects of this, blank slate, new beginning. But even with the teaser we had, it looks like there might be a bit more going on with this reset. Because as we can see during this trailer, the clock that we previously saw is now broken. So the next big question to this all is, what's happening? What's going on? Well, there's actually quite a few options here. The first is that despite Liu Kang having Kronika's crown and using her hourglass to reset the timeline, things have still gone horribly wrong, meaning that now the status quo going forward is effectively locked to this specific era. The second option is that maybe Liu Kang tampering with the timelines has eventually led to the hourglass being broken, because maybe he's trying to undo the Great Kung Lao's death, and it seems nigh impossible. Or option 3, there is a particular enemy, maybe Onaga, maybe a Titan, that is responsible for shattering the hourglass, thereby completely removing it from the equation, making it so, going forward, there are no more resets. What happens, happens, and it's definitive, and that's it. So things are looking really exciting narratively for the Mortal Kombat universe. So with that said, what can we expect from this reveal? Well, if we are typically following Nether Realm tradition, then that means that tomorrow will probably end up being a cinematic trailer, before then getting a gameplay one later down the line. As for what tomorrow's cinematic trailer could be about, that's a shot in the dark, because I have no guesses. If we follow the traditions of MK9 and X, we're definitely going to see Scorpion and Sub-Zero fighting. But seeing as they won't be the centerpiece of this game, it's actually very possible that the launch trailer could be something very different from what we've seen before, especially with the fresh slate that they're really leaning into. But what about the gameplay, I hear you say? Well, that's where this little event comes into play. In the middle of editing a video that you will never see, because they keep dropping so much news on us today, it looks like the PlayStation Showcase I've talked so much about will be shown off next week on May the 24th to kick off the Summer Games Festival. So yes, we actually called it. We didn't know if it was going to be 2 events blended into one, but here you go. Either way, things look really exciting, especially with a number of different events on the horizon. Because hear me out, right? We get the reveal tomorrow, we get the gameplay reveal trailer next Wednesday, and then we have Combo Breaker. The reason why this is a huge event is because it takes place in Chicago, where the studio is based and where the actual people that work at it do attend to watch the tournaments. Plus, that's not even exploring the possibility of EVO, or maybe some other events that are coming down the line. All I know is that the ball is finally rolling, and that we all have to keep an eye out for this tomorrow, as it has so many questions that desperately need to be answered. But for now everyone, that has been it for me. I'm very sorry that this is all very different from what you're typically seeing from me, but I literally made a video talking about Ed Boon's tweet and whether or not we could see something this week for them to just suddenly drop this out of the blue. So no one's ever seeing that video. With that said everyone, please keep an eye out for tomorrow. I will be breaking down that trailer frame by frame, analyzing it from both a lore and gameplay standpoint, as well as give you all a possible wishlist roster of characters I would like to see, depending on whether or not they are 100% leaning into the great Kung Lao era. But for now everyone, that's been it for me. So as always, stay strong, stay well, and keep on fighting, as we are finally getting that Mortal Kombat 12 trailer tomorrow. So take care everyone, I'll see you all soon.